Greetings all. Today I would like to talk to you a bit about writer envy or professional envy. Professional envy is common. Writing is a difficult arena to succeed in. We work hard, often with nothing to show for it or very little. And our writing is a part of us. It can feel like rejection of our work is rejection of ourselves. I experienced writer envy up until about my late 20s, mostly having to do with wanting to write the way other people do. Some people have such vivid descriptions or amazing metaphors, I actually would feel a twinge of jealousy or envy when I wanted to be the one to write them. But later on I realized I want to write like myself. I don't want to be like anyone else. And yes, people are going to find different ideas and stuff all the time that I'm not going to. It doesn't mean that my insights are less valid. It just means that they're different, even if sometimes I'm not as eloquent as they are. If you find yourself becoming envious, you can practice gratitude. Think of all the good things you have. Think of the time you may have won something or gotten shortlisted. Think of all the things that you thought you would never achieve, but have somehow done. Also, try being genuinely happy for the other person. It is their success and not yours, true, but someday it might be yours. Would you want them having sour grapes over you? Expressing happiness toward the other person's success actually will diminish your feelings of envy. I don't know why it works, but it often does. If you can't do that, engage in self-care. Take some time, reflect on what you need to, take a nice hot soak, have a glass of wine. If you must, you can even wallow for a while or whatever, but don't stay there. Don't allow yourself to feel bitter and closed off and everything like that. If you absolutely need to vent, don't do it publicly. Only do it to a person you trust, and only do it offline. You don't want any kind of paper trail where you said something you would regret or that would follow you down the road, because it has happened. So many people go off on Twitter or go off on Facebook, and then 6 months later people find out and it's just a whole big mess and you seem like a bad literary citizen, and nobody really wants that. Always have a bunch of submissions out to contests and journals, by the way. This will also help with the blow of not winning something or not getting accepted. If you always have something else to look forward to, there won't be nearly as much pressure to win this opportunity, to get this grant, etc., even if some will always hurt more than others. Focus on your accomplishments and focus on the ones you can control. Instead of focusing on I didn't win, focus on, yes, I edited these 5 chapters last week. Yes, I submitted my book to 5 new book awards. All the things you can accomplish, because remember, you can't control if you get accepted. All you can do is focus on what you can control. And go back to writing as play. Write something odd, write something intriguing, write something just for you. Go back to a passion project. Maybe if you can't go back to writing at the time, go back to sculpting, go back to dancing, singing. Be creative in a different form or in a different way. Envy can interfere with your work or stop you from writing altogether. And that's one of the biggest pitfalls of this. It isn't just you turning a little more sour as time goes by, waiting for your turn. You can just stop writing entirely. Months can go by, years can go by, because you didn't get this one award, you didn't get this one chance. It will all stop. What is the real reason behind your envy? Is it that you're disappointed you didn't get the opportunity you pitched for? Are you angry at yourself because you don't take more risks? Are you too scared you're never going to make it? Like, oh, I'm 35 and I don't have a book out. What am I going to do? Everyone else has a book out, which isn't even true. Keep your eyes on your own paper, ultimately. Don't focus on what everyone else is doing. Don't focus on the accolades they're getting, the grants they're getting. Focus on what you are up to. Because if you focus on what you're up to, it leads to a clearer pathway. And the thing is, success looks different for everyone. You might think it looks the same, but it doesn't. As a poet, I don't want to be a millionaire. If I did, writing in general isn't really a good stop for that. But what I really want is to connect with people. And yes, sales would factor into parts of that. And awards and stuff are nice and make me feel fuzzy, sure. But ultimately, it's about connection for me. Some people, it might be just about the money, just about the awards. And that's cool. You do you. But just because your vision isn't the mainstream, perhaps, or just because you aren't getting the one marker of success you think that everybody should get, doesn't mean you aren't successful by other metrics or in other people's eyes. Ultimately, I want my own flowers. I don't want someone else's achievements. I don't want someone else's spotlight. even if that means, unfortunately, not being able to get certain opportunities, even if I want them. At this point in time, maybe something just isn't mine. Maybe I'm not ready for it. Maybe I'll be ready 10 years down the road. Maybe it's something that will never come my way. But why am I looking at one opportunity? I also don't want other people saying that I didn't earn my flowers. I didn't earn my awards. I've had that happen. When I got my book published, people said that it was because of my disability, not because I was actually a good poet. Do you know how much that stung? Do you know how much that ticked me off? Do you know how hard I worked? Although I do want to bring up, and this is kind of a tangent here, there have been people who have not written, who have not spent years honing their craft, who have not gone to classes, who have not actually sometimes even written a word, and they're offered a book deal. And that can feel really hard. But when we're looking at those kind of people, and people think, oh, that's just sour grapes. Oh, that's just envy that the guy who never wrote a word but has a really good following got a 3-book deal. A lot of times when people are bringing up that the guy had an opportunity he did not earn, in regards to the fact that other communities did not get that chance. Like somebody who's extremely visibly disabled and disfigured is probably not going to get that kind of following that would entice a big publisher towards his book. A black woman is not probably going to get thousands of followers who immediately want her to write a book to the point where they have enough star power to make that happen. When you are talking about somebody who is from a privileged community or a certain type of community getting an opportunity that other people are not going to get, mostly because of where they're positioned in life, that is not envy. That is just talking about the systematic gatekeeping that we all have to go through. And I'm not saying just because someone is a white man that they don't have to earn their stuff. But when you're talking about someone who hasn't even written a word, yeah, nobody's worked for that or earned that yet. You know, there is no proof in the pudding. There is no pudding at that point. That is not the same thing as being envious of another writer. So I just want to clear that up. All right, everyone. I thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to hear your respectful thoughts and opinions. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.